Christ a little quicker, because you're not only learning from your own mistakes, you're also watching the mistakes of others and say, oh Lord, I've got the same flesh. Let me learn something from that for myself. Sure. When you see somebody addicted to pornography on his smartphone, that young fellow, you say, Lord, I got the same flesh. I want to be extremely careful. That guy probably just indulged himself carelessly for so many a week. He thought it was nothing, it's nothing, it's nothing, and he got enslaved. Lord, maybe there's some area where I'm also getting enslaved. Maybe not in the same area, but I'm taking something lightly. Maybe it may not be sexual lust in your case. It may be anger. Because those are the two things Jesus spoke first in the Sermon on the Mount. Let me not judge him. I want to say to this, my dear brothers, if you're defeated by anger, please don't judge someone who's watching pornography. There is zero difference between you getting angry and that fellow watching pornography on his smartphone. Do you believe that? How many of you really believe that there is no difference between you who get angry and that fellow watching pornography every day on his smartphone? You think you're holy. Lord, I thank you that I'm not like other people watching pornography. I just get angry. Are you crazy? You read Matthew chapter 5 and Jesus spoke about anger before he spoke about sexual lust. You read those, Matthew 5 verse 22 through 30. Just read those 9 verses, Matthew 5, 22 to 30, and see which he spoke about first and which he spoke about second. It was not pornography first, it was anger first. So don't ever say, Lord, I thank you, I don't watch pornography, I only get angry. Judge yourself. You can learn a lot. Say, Lord, I see something there in that person. Let me see what's wrong in myself. Let me learn a lesson. If you're I'm talking about really being really serious about progressing. You know how, students who are very serious about doing well in the examination, if they miss one day of class, supposing in school they're sick and they don't go to school that day, do you know what they do? They go to the best student in the class and say, can I just copy your notes, what the teacher taught yesterday? And they sit down with him and just copy those notes. They are so serious to learn one day of class they missed. Most students, they're careless. Who's bothered about what the teacher taught yesterday? I had a good day yesterday. I was off school. Those are the people who never learn anything because they never learn anything. They're not eager to move on. And if God sees that you're eager to move on in your Christian life and really manifest the life of Jesus in every area of your life, I guarantee He will help you. But He won't do it if you're not willing to say, Lord, I want to cooperate with you in this. Okay, one last verse. Philippians in chapter 2. It says, let me read it like this. Philippians 2, verse 12 and 13. Dear brothers, the last part of verse 12 and the first part of verse 13. That's what I'm reading. Work out your salvation with fear and trembling because God is working in you to make you desire to do His will and give you the ability to do His will. God is working in you to give you a passion to be like Jesus Christ. And God is working in you to give you the power to be like Jesus Christ. Now you do your part by what God is working in, verse 13, you work it out. Verse 12. Don't say, Lord, do it all. Then you're a robot. Program me, Lord, that I will just move like a robot and always say the right things and do the right thing. I don't want to be a robot, and God doesn't want robots. He's got enough robots in all the stars. You know, the stars are like robots programmed. In thousands of years, they have never disobeyed God for 1 second. All the trees, the plants, they don't disobey God. You plant a particular seed, the same crop will come up. Not something else. You can't plant potatoes and get tomatoes. It never happens. It's never happened in history. They obey God 100%. Disobedience is found wherever people have free will. But those tomatoes and potatoes can't become children of God because they don't have a free will. Those planets cannot become a children of God because they don't have a free will. It's a robot. So don't say, Lord, do it all in me. He won't do it all in you. Because then he'll have to make you like the stars and the trees just automatically obeying. No. He says, you work it out. And the thing that has made somebody else spiritual and left you carnal is because He worked out. God was working in both of you, but He worked it out and you didn't work it out. That's the thing that makes difference between believers. God works in every one of us. But some people are working it out every day. They are the ones who progress. Like Paul said, I am crucified with Christ, so I choose that death to myself